All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It is a beautiful Monday, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we're going to rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston, and guess what? Every Monday through Friday, we show up on this platform to bring you information that is exclusively, strategically, and specifically designed to help you start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. And what an extraordinary journey we have had for the past 5 months. Some of you might not know that, but for the past 5 months now, we've been hosting the Ramon Preston Show every Monday through Friday, and wow, what a journey it has been. We've had some amazing feedback. We've had some amazing results, testimonies from so many of you from different places who have taken the information that we've shared, and you're seeing the change and transformation in your life. So for those of you that are coming on, please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, let everybody know Prophet Ramon and the Ramon Preston Show and the squad. We are live in his house in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta on this beautiful Monday. And I want you to drop the name of the city. Drop the name of the city. Drop the name of the city that you are watching us from in the comments. Please, if you would be so kind, please drop the name of the city in the comments. Let us know where you're watching us from. Shout out to all of you who have signed up for our upcoming VIP business workshop this upcoming Saturday, June the 26th from 12 p.m. noon to 4 p.m. Probably gonna be 5 or 6, because I love to talk and I love to help people. But this upcoming Saturday, shout out to all of you who signed up to be a part of this in-person and virtual workshop. Just in case you missed the memo, we have been giving everyone an offer to be a part of our upcoming VIP business workshop. Is going to be on starting and structuring holding companies. So if you've ever wondered what a holding company is, if you know what a holding company is, but you just don't know how to start one and structure one, maybe you started one, structured one, but you just don't know how to run the day-to-day operations of one. Well, all of that is going to be covered in this workshop. I'm going to be answering probably 20 to 30 or more common questions associated to holding companies. I'm talking about questions like, what is the best state to register your holding company in? Questions like, how do you invest in real estate through a holding company? How do you take 3 or 4 business ideas and layer them in a holding company? How do you transfer assets or allocate resources within a holding company? We're going to be talking about all of that. So if you're interested in being a part of our upcoming VIP business workshop on starting and structuring a holding company, which, by the way, for those of you that are in for-profit and nonprofit, if you're in ministry, if you're in community service, if you have a nonprofit organization, a foundation, an association, the holding company concept should be utilized even in your nonprofit, at least for the purpose of structuring and for the purpose of building out your organization. So if you're interested in joining us, either in person right here in Buckhead or virtually, we're going to be streaming virtually. It's going to be a secure platform that you're going to be able to stream in on. We'll have a link available. We'll have a workshop manual and handouts available for you. You'll be able to interact with us during the live workshop. If you want to be a part of that, when the show ends today, all you have to do is text the words VIP special, VIP special, VIP special. Text those words to 404-478-7213. 404-478-7213. That information is in the comments. And if you text VIP special to that number, we're going to reach out to you and we're going to sign you up for our upcoming VIP business workshop. And I'm going to give you free access to our VIP financial workshop that we hosted 2 weeks ago, Saturday. 2 weeks ago, Saturday, on the, what was it, the 12th? We hosted that. And that workshop, I talked about the power of QuickBooks. I talked about accounting, financial literacy. I shared about 75 tax strategies and deductions that can be used in your business. So that's a lot of real good information, especially if you are a go-getter, a grinder, a hustler. You're out there trying to make it happen every day. You're the breadwinner for your family. You're the CEO of your last name. Those are 2 workshops that will be complementary to anything that you want to learn in economics. As a matter of fact, most of the people who participate in our VIP workshops, which are really the nuts and bolts that we use to complement other services that we provide, most of the people that participate in our workshops are either clients in our coaching program or they're members of our online training university. So even though you're learning a lot in our coaching program, even though we're working with you one-on-one, even though you learn a lot when you're taking our virtual training program, but these workshops are like opportunities for you to really get into the nuts and bolts of QuickBooks and accounting and tax strategies and the day-to-day operations of running a business enterprise. These are things that you have to know. You got to get your mind around, and you got to get a grip on if you want to be successful. Now, today's show, I'm going to be talking about your first 3 investments. I told y'all Friday I was going to talk about that today, and I'm staying true to my word that I'm going to talk about your first 3 investments. But please, if you haven't already, would you drop the name of the city in the comments, whether you're watching from Facebook, YouTube, or some other audio or video platform. Let your boy know what city you're watching me from. And keep in mind, throughout the show, if there's a question that you have, you can do one or 2 things. You can drop the question in the comments, or you can actually dial the number that's in the comments to get straight to me. I mean, literally, if you dial that number, it's going to come straight to me. 678-922-1963, extension number 1. 678-922-1963, extension number 1. So again, at the end of the show, I'm going to give you an opportunity to take advantage of our VIP special. Listen, I'm telling y'all, I don't want you to be on the wrong side of history. Like, there's a lot of things that I was talking about 3 years ago. I remember when I used to be hosting 3 years ago, 2018, I was hosting creative cash flow classes. I hosted a couple at the church. I think I hosted a couple in Florida. I think I hosted a couple up here in Buckhead, in Morrow. I was hosting courses because I was really preparing everybody for what I saw coming. Not just prophetically, because I saw some things coming prophetically, but I also saw some things economically. And so a lot of people dismissed me 3 years ago. A lot of people dismissed what I was saying 3 years ago because they just thought I was capping. And I don't know what people were thinking, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm just bringing that up, and I'm not talking today like from a place of hurt or bitterness or pain or shade. I'm saying this because I genuinely want to help our people get to the next level economically. But if you want the help, so here's where I'm drawing the line today with this discussion on your first 3 investments. If you do not want help economically, if you do not want to become wealthy, if you do not have a desire to create a legacy, I'm talking about a legacy that encompasses more than your financial life, but it includes your financial life. If you don't want any of that, then anything that I say, don't get offended by, because I'm really not talking to you. Yeah. But if you want to get wealthy, and I'm talking about you want to get the bag, I don't care how you word it. You want to be a millionaire. You want to be a baller. You want to be the breadwinner. You want to be financially free. You want to make 6-7 figures a year, whatever it is. If you really want to get somewhere financially, then a lot of things that I say that come off offensive, that come off like real aggressive, I'm saying that to you because you cannot give yourself room to have excuses. You got to move excuses out of the way. So to my point, 3 years ago, I started having this conversation with my community as a prophet, as a pillar, as a faith leader to the faith community, to the black community particularly. I started having this conversation because I began a new journey of wealth building 3 years ago. Up until 3 years ago, I thought I was building wealth. I was getting the bag. My wife and I were blessed. We saw the hand of God on our lives in more than one way, particularly when it came to our finances and our business. But we were not positioning ourselves to build wealth. We were not positioning ourselves to be billionaires or multimillionaires or even millionaires. So once we made that decision, we pushed the reset button and we understood that a lot of the information we had learned up to that point was the wrong information to become wealthy. It was the right information to make 6 figures because we were already there. It was the right information to have $100,000 worth of credit card debt because we was there. It was the right information to have $500,000 of liabilities because we was there. It was the right information to drive a Range Rover and live on 2 acres in a 4,000 square foot house and have a big old building that our church was using and our company was just like everywhere in the city of Atlanta grinding. But it could not get us no further than that. And so once we pushed the reset button, we realized, and I'm saying we in terms of my wife and I, we realized that there were some sacrifices we were going to have to make. And those sacrifices were going to be in the form. I'm on the show today, y'all. Those sacrifices were going to be in the form of investments. Those sacrifices were going to be in the form of investments, meaning that those sacrifices were not about making excuses. Those sacrifices were not about talking to everybody, telling everybody what we finna do. 3 years ago, we had to make a committed decision to make sacrifices. And those sacrifices, ladies and gentlemen, were in the form of investments, which is why today I want to talk about your first 3 investments. Now, for the last 3 years, I've been having this conversation. I've been getting louder and louder with this conversation. I've been getting more aggressive and more aggressive with this conversation because not just on social media, but in a lot of social and personal and even church and business circles that I see people connecting with me from, they have gotten the wrong information. They're getting information that's not helping them get out of that stuck. They're getting information that's not helping them get financially free. They're getting information that may be good for a certain level. But if you want to get to that next level, then there are some sacrifices you're going to have to make. And those sacrifices come in the form of investments. So I'm going to talk about your first 3 investments, just in case you don't know what type of investing you should be doing. And again, listen to me. If you do not want to be wealthy, if you do not want to be a millionaire, if you do not want to be like really, really well off, then what I'm saying doesn't apply to you, so don't get offended. But if you say you want to be all of the above and some, and you're making an excuse for why you're not moving in that direction, and you're always capping and fluffing up your idea about getting there, just lying to yourself, then I'm gonna come for you, because you are detrimental to our community. And people who are always talking about things that they're not living up to have been detrimental to our community enough. And so even though I know some people may not like the way I address certain issues and items, at the end of the day, in the middle of the day, and at the beginning of the day, I'm on an assignment to help my people break free economically. And not only am I on an assignment to help my people break free economically, mic drop moment, I'm living economically free. So I know what I'm saying works, and I've got receipts to prove it, unlike many people who talk about it, but they cannot back up what they're talking about. I am one of those individuals who can back up what I'm talking about. And so when it comes to the sacrifices that you're gonna have to make if you wanna be financially free, if you wanna be debt free, if you wanna repair your credit and get your name and reputation economically to another level, if you want to live in another tax bracket, if you want freedom to do what you want to do and to be a blessing to your family, to your church, and to your community, if you want these things to happen, I'm telling you, the information that is like everywhere when it comes to money and business and finances, most of that information is garbage. That's why it's so accessible. Because if the information and the practice that is used by millionaires and free people and wealthy people, if that information was so accessible, if it was like just everywhere, if it was like omnipresent, then everybody would be at least trying it. But everybody doesn't have access to the right data, to the right information that will actually help them get to where they want to be. So they stay stuck in this, well, I want this. They stay stuck in this, well, I hope God do this. They stay stuck in that, man, I just wish one day. They stay stuck in that place and they never cross over. But today, you can cross over into a place that you're able to begin the process of financial freedom, begin the process of economic stability, begin the process of building a legacy, begin the process of becoming a millionaire, begin the process of getting wealthy. And you're listening to someone who began that process as good as I was doing 3 years ago, in terms of coming from the bottom and building a business from the ground up. I was pretty good. I had accomplished a lot up to 3 years ago. But when I put where I was financially, and the only thing that separated where I was 3 years ago, let's say if I was here 3 years ago, and where I wanted to be, which is not where I am right now, but I'm so farther along than where I was 3 years ago. But the only thing that separated me from where I was 3 years ago and where I am now is information and practice. Information and practice. Meaning that there was a level of information I did not have over here 3 years ago. There was a level of practice. There were things that I was not doing that was going to help me get to where I am. But there were things that I was doing based on information I had that was hindering me. So there were some sacrifices that needed to be made, and those sacrifices came in the form of investments. So I want to give you your first 3 investments, okay? I have ranted for 20 minutes now. So let me digress and give you your first 3 investments. Investment number 1. This is the first investment you should be making. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what people post on social media. I don't care what these internet fake gurus and entrepreneurs keep trying to sell to you and convince you into buying into. Your first investment should not be cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, or any other coin. Your first investment should not be the stock market. Your first investment should not be somebody else's idea. Your first investment should be, here's the word, I want you to write this down, yourself. I'm going to give you your first 3 investments. If you skip this first investment, or if you have skipped this first investment, this is why you're not where you want to be. And again, unless you are an anomaly, unless you are the exception to the rule, unless you're just like 1 in a million, you cannot convince me that you can skip investing in yourself and become wealthy, and become a millionaire, and become a high 6-figure earner. If you have, and you are that anomaly, you're that exception to the rule, I still don't believe you unless you show me receipts. And don't show me a cryptocurrency digital screenshot saying you worth 8 million. I just read an article the other day. It was a financial article, and it was a gentleman who is like a beast, a white guy. He's a beast in cryptocurrency. He's in the world of cryptocurrency. He's in the world of investing. I think he lives in New York City. So he's around the Wall Street guys, educated, like he knows his stuff real well. Unlike most people on social media, right? This guy, when the craze started, he took about $200,000 and started investing into these types of funds and accounts and whatever was going on. And they just did a report that he's worth $1 million now within a year or so. Oh. But my point is, he invested in himself to know it, and he put 200 grand up. The people who be on social media, this is why I'm pushing towards them, because they're selling a lot of our people who don't know no better a bunch of trash. Yeah. Because they're trying to sell a network marketing product, or they're just trying to make people think they're somewhere they're not. Yeah. And what happens is people start pushing their money into these systems, and they skip the first investment they should be making. So it's not like he invested $200,000 into this and he's worth 20 million. He's worth $1 million, and that's still in cryptocurrency. It's not like he's cashed that out and he has $1 million of US dollars. He just has $1 million of cryptocurrency dollars. And so that may still be legitimate. He may still be able to cash out and get his bag, but at the same time, he's educated in that. He invested in himself in that, and he put 200 grand up. Most people who posting stuff and screenshots on social media have not put $200,000 in none of those coins. Wow. They ain't got 200 grand. And the reason why they don't have 200 grand, because they have not invested in themselves. And again, I'm not going to bash the crypto, because it could be real estate. It could be the stock market. It could be in your auntie's business. What I'm saying is the first investment should be in yourself. Yeah. In yourself. Because history has proven this. Anybody that's goofy and rich ends up broke. Anybody that's goofy and rich ends up broke. Meaning that most people who get rich and who are not educated about money, who do not have people that are educated about money around them, they end up broke. Celebrities, athletes, famous people end up broke because they got the money, but they did not have the education. They did not have the information. So your first investment is in yourself. Okay, well, Prophet Ramon, if my first investment is in myself, what should I be investing in? Let me give you a few examples. Number one, you should be investing in your education. And I'm not talking about no doggone degree at a community college. Because most people who leave college, even with bachelor degrees and master degrees, can't even find a doggone job. Most people who got degrees can't find jobs. These are all facts.
Facts. Yeah.
And studies show, I think it's about 60 to 70%, if I'm not mistaken. I could be a little off in my numbers, so I ain't gonna give no factual numbers, but what I do know is, because I've read these studies show that even the people who have degrees that get jobs, right? Most of them are working jobs that are not in the field of their degree. So you may have somebody that go to college and get a bachelor's degree in psychology, but they working in sales or in retail, or they're doing something else. So when I say investing in yourself is the first of your 3 investments, and yourself meaning your education, I'm referring to specific education that is relative to your economic life. So that means financial education. That means education about business ownership. I remember years ago when I was living in Florida, this is when I first realized that I was going to just be an entrepreneur, because I hated working, and I was working 2 jobs and I was still broke, right? And so I remember going to the local career center, and they put me on this test. You know, they gave me a test to take. It was some type of like, like an assessment test at the career center, right? So I take the test, and the results came back, and the top 2 industries that they said I favored to work in were business and social work. So when I saw social work, I was thinking, oh, it must be because I'm a preacher. So I must love people, you know what I mean? So how have I answered the questions? It must have just been the preacher and me answering those questions like that. But then the business, and I was like, oh, wow, I like business. So I remember telling the counselor, I like business. And so my counselor was like, well, I'm going to set you up with the community college, Indian River Community College down in Martin County, right? And so I said, okay, I'll go and talk to them and sign up. So I signed up for some classes. That's where, do I have that certificate? I don't have a certificate. I completed like 24 hours of that business class. But here's the reason why I quit. I did 24 hours. They did give me a little certificate. But the reason why I quit was the whole year I'm going, it was like maybe 7 or 8 months I went. And I'm taking like 1 or 2 business classes. I learned some good stuff, but like 6 or 7 months in, both of my professors who taught business, they taught business, but they didn't own businesses. And so I remember going to them. I thought I was being taught how to start a business and run a business. You know, I'm from the hood. I don't know nothing about business school. I thought I was going to learn about starting a business. They were teaching me how to work in corporate America as a business administrator or some type of business executive. So I remember going to one of my professors, and I said, you know, I've been taking these classes for like 6 months, and I still don't know how to start a business. And I remember her telling me, I ain't gonna call their names out just in case they might be watching or something. I remember her saying, well, I really don't know what to tell you. Go talk to the other professor. And I was like, wow, like y'all teaching business, so what are we actually learning? So I go to the other professor, and the other professor was like, well, I don't know how to tell you how to start your own business. He said, but I'll give you a book on like 5,000 like it was like a book called 500 Businesses Under $5,000 or something. So I got the book, and I'm reading the book, and I'm like, it's just giving you all these ideas to start a business. But I'm like, but how do you start a business? That was the day that I quit. I never went back, and I was like, you're not, like, y'all don't know what y'all doing. Now, I'm not saying, again, that some people don't need an education, a formal education. I'm not saying that a formal education is not advantageous and beneficial. However, because it is, there are a lot of people who have business degrees that are successful business owners. But what I am saying is, even with a formal education in business or in something similar like accounting or some other profession, you still need specific specialized education to know about finances. And I'm talking about things that you might not know about just getting basic educational information like financial planning, like taxes, like risk management, like assets, liabilities, net worth, learning things like income categories for tax purposes, learning tax strategies for your business, learning about holding companies, learning about divisions and subsidiaries, like all this stuff that I teach people in our coaching program and through our university. A lot of these things, people who are educated don't even know. I've had people who have gone to school for accounting and business and other types of economic related schools and have gotten degrees that have told me we learned none of this in school. So that means you got to be very specific in your education. Here's another investment in yourself when it comes to what you have to put in yourself. Development, like personal development. So that means you've got to invest in building up the mindset and the muscle to think a certain way. So that's outside of just like education and finances. That's outside of like education in running a business or starting a business or understanding holding companies. Development or personal development is about you changing your mindset. So for example, I could sit down with you and I could teach you tax strategies, right? But tomorrow come and something happens and you wake up, right? Even though you know about tax strategies, but because you don't have the right mindset, you give up. Man, I can't do it. That's personal development. So when you always talk negative, when you're always cynical, when you're never seeing the brighter side of things, when your language is always pessimistic as opposed to optimistic, it's because you have not invested in personal development. When you don't see the bigger picture, when your glass, as some people say, is half empty and you can never see it half full or overflowing, that's a mindset issue. That's not just the education issue. Because some things, education is not going to change. Like education doesn't always change your mindset. It doesn't always change how you grew up. So you may have grown up in a way where, you know, mama say put a little something up for a rainy day. Number one, that doesn't apply to you being successful financially. Because maybe putting something up for a rainy day does not have the impact that it needs to have on your financial life. So some of the things that we believe have to change in our personal development. You know, I'm trying to stay like professional, because you know I want to go right to the hood and say I've talked to people on a regular basis who they mindsets are just like full of trash. They never think positive. They can never see themselves growing and going. They can never like transition out of the mindset of the poverty or the degradation that they were raised and reared in. So that's a part of your personal development. Another investment you need to make in yourself is your training. And this is all different. Education is different than personal development. Development is different than training, because training, unlike education and development, requires you to get around people who can actually show you how to do certain things. Like, for example, if you get educated about doing something, now you know what you're supposed to do. You actually know how it works, right? You get developed in certain things, now you have the mindset to actually do it. Well, if you don't have training, you still have a learning curve for actually implementing it. So training is about getting in an ecosystem, getting around people who can help you implement. See, I listen to people a lot. At least I think I'm a good listener, right? And I can listen to people and I can tell they have a lot of information. They've been educated. They even have the right mindset because they've worked on it, but they're not doing anything. They know everything about business, but don't run a successful business. They know everything about money, but don't have none. They know everything about credit and debt elimination and financial freedom, but they're not living it. You know why? They may have education and development, but they don't have the right training. And so your first investment is investing in yourself. And those three different compartments all make up what investing in yourself looks like. Number one, your education. Number two, your development. And number three, your training. If what I'm saying is making sense to you, I would love for you to give me some feedback. Put in the comments what you think about it. And I would just love to hear some of your feedback on that. We're good?
Good.
Okay. He's gone?
Yeah, so he gonna come back, I guess. He gonna see if he have a thing in there.
Okay, to do the other side?
Right, but it's good.
Okay, good. We got more signs coming up in, I wish I could take the camera and show them, but I can't.
No.
I'll put another post up to show those signs.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll put another post up.
See him come through.
Okay, so here we go, y'all. Let me get to the second investment. Your second investment is in your business. Your second investment is in your business. It's in your business. Now, listen to me. When I say your business, it doesn't mean you have to leave your job if you're working on a job. It doesn't mean if you are a network marketer or you're on a fixed income that you got to go start a business because Prophet Ramon say you got to invest in the business. No, I'm not necessarily saying that. What I am saying is, if you want, back to my point when I first started the show, if you do not want to create a sustainable legacy financially or economically, if you do not want to be financially free, if you do not want to be completely out of debt and like literally like stable to a point that you're making six figures, or what do you say?
Yeah, you wanted him to cover up that.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, like cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You see it in the other office? Okay, good. I'm sorry, y'all. They putting signs up, so I'm trying to get everything done today. So if you want to be financially free and you want to be a millionaire, then you're gonna have to do these things this way. You're gonna have to understand business. Like, I know there are people who can become millionaires without owning a business, but they're still losing a lot. They're still leaving a lot on the table. And guess what? If you're still going to have to struggle and fight to get where you're going anyway, why not struggle and fight owning a business system? Now, you might not even want to be the one to run the day-to-day operations of your business. Maybe you want to step into the role of an investor, but you still want to understand business even if you just want to invest your money. Because if you invest your money in anything, I don't care what you invest your money in, you're still investing in a business system. If you invest in the stock market, you're investing in businesses. If you invest in real estate, you're investing in businesses. If you invest in cryptocurrency or any of the new waves of investing, you're still investing in business systems. Whether they're American business systems or global business systems, they are still systems that conduct business, and they are being recognized. They are being recognized in those countries or municipalities or provinces, wherever they are, those nations, they're being recognized as business systems. So the second investment you want to make is in your business. I personally recommend every family to have at least one business. I think every family should own a business because your business is your legacy. Here's one thing I know about a business. Even when you can't own a job, you can own a business because you can't own a job. You can work on a job, but you can't own that job. You can get fired from that job, but nobody can fire you from your business. So even when you can't own a job, you can own a business. Here's another one. Even when you can't own a car, you can own a business. Some people can't even own a car. They can't get credit to get a car. They can't get financing to get a car. They don't have enough cash to go buy a car, so they can't own a car. Guess what? You can still own a business. Here's another one. Even when you can't own a house. Some people can't own houses. They can't get loans. They don't have the credit, right? They don't have the down payment. Some people want to own homes, but have a hard time getting in a position to qualify to own a home. But even when you can't own a home, you can own a business. So those are three things that you might not even be able to own: a job, a car, or a business, but you can still own a job, a car, and a home, but you could still own a business. Every family should own a business. And if you're going to own a business, how you structure that business is going to be instrumental in how that business continues to grow, even if you're not running the day-to-day operations of certain business ventures. You still want it to be structured in a way that gives you the flexibility, the freedom, the leverage, and the liberty to move into things that you might believe are worth investing your money. So if I'm going to invest my money, I live like that today. I've always been like that, but the last couple years, I have elevated that to a greater place because I understand the wealth game differently now. So any money that I invest, I'm not going to invest that personally. I'm going to invest that money through a business system. And there's a reason for that, okay? So your second investment is in your business. So what components or what compartments make up investing in your business? Number one, financial management. That's one of the first areas you need to invest in when it comes to your business, financial management. So that means you got to learn financial management. This is one of the reasons why I teach the power of QuickBooks. I teach the basic fundamentals of accounting with a business, because financial management is going to be the make or break thing in your business. Seriously. Because I know probably, hundreds, probably thousands of business owners, people who have legitimate businesses. I'm talking about they got EINs, they got LLCs, they got 501c3s, ministries, and they know nothing about financial management. They know nothing about QuickBooks. They know nothing about tracking their income and expenses. And they might not understand this, but one day they will, especially if they live long enough and run whatever they're running long enough. They're going to learn that a part of their failure is a lack of financial management. Your business needs financial management. So one of the first investments you're going to make in your business is in financial management. All right. Another investment in your business is in the startup of your business. So that means you want to structure your business in a way that it can expand as you continue to grow, as you continue to expand, as your ideas continue to grow, as your family continues to grow, as your dreams continue to grow. This is why I teach about the concept of the holding company, because I believe the first business that you start and structure should be a holding company. Now, again, some people may say, oh, you wrong. That makes no sense. Well, prove it. Prove it. If somebody feels that way, tell them to prove it. Tell them to show you their bank statement or their profit and loss statement, or to show you their business operation before they say what somebody like me is saying is wrong. Because all the wealthy companies I know have their companies structured that way. Now you may say, yeah, but we're not wealthy. You don't need to start there. You crawl before you walk. That only works when you're limited in information. Crawling before you walk is something you use as an excuse not to learn how to fly so you don't have to walk. You get what I'm saying? Like, why? There are some things that I may have to crawl before I walk. There are some things I may do have to crawl, but then there are some things I don't. So again, that goes back to personal development. My mindset has already showed me, and it has been proven to work for me, that in one area I might have to crawl before I walk, but in the other area I ain't even got to walk. I could jump on a plane and get where I'm going because somebody created a plane in that area. Where in this area, there is no plane, so I have to walk or crawl. So it makes sense. So you don't want to just like swap beliefs from one area of your life to another area of your life. Your first investment is yourself. Your second investment is your business. And how you invest in your business is through financial management. It's through business startup. So that means you want to start a holding company. And then if you have an operating business, you put your operating business under that holding company. So there may be other types of businesses that you want to start, but I would prefer all of them to be started under your holding company. Investing in your business, here's some more examples or compartments of that, is in marketing and sales. So that means if you have a business, like this is one like the golden rule of business. If you have a business right now today and your business is not getting known, if it's not getting attention, right? And if your business is not making sales, that's where your investment should go. So if you're skipping this part and you got a business and you out there investing your money in everything else except learning to run your business's financial system, learning to create a financial system, investing in the proper structuring of your business, investing in marketing and sales for your business. If you're not investing in that and you own a business and you're investing in other stuff, you're making the wrong investments. I don't care what you say. Well, I'm going to make money out here and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to spend it. We'll see how that works. Most of the time it never works. He good?
Whenever you get there.
Okay. He's working on it?
Yeah. Baby, I want to meet you across the street.
Oh, okay, good.
He wanna meet you.
All right, and here's the third one, y'all, because I got to go. I got my grandbabies here. They're getting ready to get on the road and go back to Florida. They've been here with me all weekend, and I got to send them off, make sure they're good, and then I got to finish doing some work. So I'm going to get off of here today, y'all, but I appreciate y'all. Let me give y'all the third investment you need to make. The first one was yourself. The second investment is in your business. Here's the third investment. Your businesses. See, that's the game. If you learn what I'm telling you, man, I just hope people listen to me. I just hope some people in our community, I just hope they listen to me. Your businesses. What do you mean your businesses? Remember I told you investing in your business, one of the compartments of investing in your business is starting and structuring a holding company, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when you get to the third layer or level of investing, you're investing in your businesses. So instead of me, let's say for example, I have a holding company, right? And I am in real estate. We provide consulting for developers or investors or people who want to get into the real estate market. That's how me and my wife started our business. It was all about real estate. We was helping people flip properties. We were helping people sell properties, buy properties. We was doing all of that. And so that morphed into consulting. All right. Well, we got to a certain point to where we started gaining a lot of grounds and moving into the consulting business, not just for people in real estate, but for small business owners, because small business owners wanted to put themselves in a position so that they could do what a lot of investors we saw were doing. Well, guess what that means? That means we need to invest now, not just in what we do in real estate, but we need to invest in the consulting business under our business so that we can start finding clients to service and to serve. Now, if my wife and I would have said, you know what, we're gonna go start a dry cleaners. That's not a right investment for our business. Why are we investing in dry cleaning? Or somebody would have came to us, because we have people all the time pitching to us. We have people pitching us like, oh, I got this idea, I got this idea. I've had a couple people that I knew personally that have come to me with ideas about this business and that business, and I've had to tell all of them across the board, that's not the business I'm in. I love you, I wish the best for you, but I am not investing in that. My money is going into myself, my money is going into my business, and my money is going into my businesses. So here's what you want to think about when it comes to investing in your businesses. Think about symbiotic flows of income. Think about symbiotic flows of income. That means you want to make sure all the flows or streams of income are symbiotic. They're similar. They're working together. Don't be investing in all this stuff that doesn't flow within the ecosystem of your main business. That's how you invest in your businesses. So those are the top or first 3 investments I wanted to give to y'all. If you are interested in being a part of our upcoming VIP workshop for starting and structuring a holding company and pretty much learning a lot of what I'm telling you about, I want you to text VIP special to 404-478-7213. If not, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Ramon Preston Show. I got work to do. I got to go see my grandkids before they go back to South Florida.